And going in depth right now here on Fox Carolina News, we now want to bring in County Council Chairman Matthew Durham. So, Mr. Durham, thank you so much for joining us. You know, you had made a Facebook post talking about the council's proposal to push for installing bulletproof windshields and glass in all Sheriff's Department vehicles. You had written, quote, "Had I acted on this at that time, 2 years ago, Lucas, Corporal Watts, might not be in the situation he's currently facing." Now, 2 years ago, you're making reference to when there was a shooting incident, a deputy was shot at, the vehicle was shot at, and you had said, "Had I acted on this at that time, Lucas might not be in this situation." Is there a weight that you feel right now with this push to make sure that there are bulletproof windshields in these vehicles?
Yes, absolutely. So 2 years ago, we had a deputy shot at on Highway 130. The rounds disabled the vehicle, and at that time, I went through and did some self-research and on ballistics and glass and the changes, and then at that time I sort of sat on it. And had I not had that in action, then possibly Deputy Lucas wouldn't be in this situation today.
Yeah. Now, mentally, I'm sure that's hard to process at this time. So how is this time going to be different then?
Well, this is just going forward. We want to protect the men and women who protect us. So we want to install safety glass in all the deputies' vehicles, and we also want to step forward and provide that protection to the municipalities within our county to provide that protection as well, because there's really no lines with one county, and those officers, whether they're just like our deputies, are brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and sons and daughters. So we want to protect the men and women who protect us.
What led you to admit that on your post?
I just, it weighed heavy on me, because I felt like I had a nugget, and if I just brought it forward, maybe we wouldn't be here today.
So what is your message to anyone in regards to this push, who may kind of push back and say, we can't afford this at this time?
Our county's in a great financial situation. We absolutely can afford it to protect our officers. And I would encourage other counties and municipalities and the state to look at it as well, so they're not reactive, so they can provide that protection as well.
So you want the whole state to listen up to this?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I think a lot of people may be asking, why was there already not bulletproof glass? I mean, it seems like something that should come standard with these vehicles.
I think it's one of those things, like how bulletproof vests once a time was very expensive and bulky and not practical, and the technology changed. And now vests are standard issue. The technology over the last several years has changed in ballistic windshields, and we've not caught up with the technology or the times. So I think that's where we are.
Yeah. What would be your message to any other county or state? You had said, I want you to be proactive, but if they may be dragging their feet, they may be in the situation you were in 2 years ago saying, maybe we'll look at it, maybe not, just kind of stalls out.
Don't wait. Don't wait until it's too late. Act now.
Have you had any contact with the Watts family? Have you been able to talk to them, or you've spoken with the sheriff as well?
Yeah, I speak to the sheriff mostly, and he gives me updates. And we're praying for the Watts family. The whole community is praying. I mean, we witnessed a miracle. God delivered a miracle that he's still alive. But if we had these protections before, maybe that family's future would have been much different than it is right now.
You want to make sure that that's different for the families moving forward.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else that you want to share about Corporal Watts and Oconee County and the response there and how tight-knit that community is?
So it's been an outpouring of support for Corporal Watts and his family. I mean, prayer. We believe prayer is what's answered, and that's why Corporal Watts is still with us, but he still has a long ways to go. I mean, he's in a marathon, not a sprint, and we just need the community and the state and the surrounding counties to continue praying for him, and praying for his family.
Okay, County Council Chairman Matthew Durham, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.